I think that it's just encouraging to know that you're starting on a journey. If you kind of fall off the path a little bit on day 2, don't worry. Just stay on the path. It's the direction you're headed in.
Welcome back. Today is week 2 of our Conscious October, where we have 2 weeks to learn about what is wellness. What does it mean to be well? And today I have a special guest for you. Some of you recognize her from a video I did a couple months ago. This is Margaret Ohlson, and I'm very lucky to have her as a resource in my town, as a food provider in our town, and also a friend. And I want you guys to meet her.
This is a treat for me to be able to share with you. I'm really excited about just helping you lay a foundation for a healthier lifestyle.
So, Margaret, what got you interested in food as medicine or diet as a foundation for well-being?
You know, it was about 45 years ago now that my first husband was diagnosed with cancer. And while in the process of treatment for that disease, we had quite a journey through traditional medicine methods. And I never really paid too much attention to diet. My mother would say, "You are what you eat." She tried, but it never really sank in until meeting some people who introduced me to sprouting, to home canned fruit without sugar and a variety of things. During his illness, we made a choice to become vegetarian, and that was the very beginning. That would have been in 1975, Corinne.
Nice.
So I guess I would say that in 1975 I learned that the choices that we make dietarily and lifestyle-wise are very important. While it wasn't soon enough to save his life, a fire was lit in me to want to know more. And I also had an increasing burden to share with other people that you have a choice. So when you have a health crisis, whatever it is, you have a choice as to how you address it. My journey continued as a vegetarian after his passing in 1976 for it would have been about 8 years. And then I made the choice to eliminate the last few of the animal products from my diet. And I've been vegan for a very long time now, over 30 years.
Fortunately for me, in 1997, Margaret founded, with your husband, Chris, they founded a vegan grocery store that is much more than a grocery store. It's a deli, it's a juice bar, and almost a dispensary for food-based wisdom. Anytime I have some sort of issue that I want to know more about, I go to Margaret. And I'm not the only one, because when I'm in there, it's pretty much every time I'm in there, somebody's asking you something about health. And when she doesn't have the information, she will find it with you.
Right, let's find out together. I don't know that one.
Yeah.
Let's figure this out together.
Yeah. When we think about health food and we think about wellness and we think about eating well, a lot of people associate health food with food that is not tasty. Palate is something that is learned. It's not something that we innately have, because food has cultural implications, family implications, and so it's really important for us to train our palate and not be so guided by sugar, fat, and salt, which are the 3 things that processed foods use to their benefit to make us want more, because our brains are hardwired to want sugar, fat, and salt.
That's right. And you know, our taste buds can be trained. So when we talk about going on a cleanse, that can be a little scary and maybe a little overwhelming, but it doesn't need to be. A cleanse can vary from person to person. The system or the plan that you set up is your plan, and whatever works for you with your life, what happens in your day, how much energy you need, how much work you do outside of the home, how many children you have. I think I would say that it's important to remember that our nutrition that we take in is only a part of our lifestyle. There are other aspects. We need good rest, 7 or 8 hours each night of sleep. Good sleep is very alkalinizing to the body. We need to have regular exercise, and this is something I'm still working on to get down in my life. Exercise neutralizes stress, and that's a very important component to your overall health. There's an awful lot that happens in our life that is acidifying, whether it's the stress factor or whether it's something that we eat. But without going into a lot of detail, it's really important to be a little alkaline. And so neutralize your stress with some exercise. Do the best you can with your food choices that are available to you. But don't stress out about it, because you'll lose the benefit.
Last week, I talked about what constitutes a cleanse. And it's basically just a simplification of the diet. Now, each one of us, that's going to mean something different, because we're all at different places in our lives. And so when we talk about a cleanse, we're actually just breaking the habit. Whatever comes routinely for us, we're eating things unconsciously. We're not planning ahead to give our body the best optimal nutrition every meal. So breaking a habit is really a hard thing to overcome. And a lot of people, it takes between 21 and 28 days to start new patterns that become more habitual.
Because what we're really wanting to share with you are tools that you can take to improve life's journey from here on out. It's not all going to happen in 3 or 5 days. It's not all going to happen in 3 or 5 months. It's a journey. And every journey needs a beginning, and so that's what our starting point is here with you, as we've kind of shared and brainstormed about what to bring to you.
So what are the obstacles? You see people every day coming in the store and they're starting brand new. You have so much exposure to people that want to change their health for a whole host of reasons. What are the main obstacles that you see?
Well, one of the obstacles is fear of the unknown. There's a lot of information out there these days about cleansing and fast, and there's a lot of extreme stuff. I've never been an extreme person. I'm more of a steady, middle of the road, check it out carefully person. And so I think it's important. I think what we're doing here with you is important, because we're laying a foundation for you to take and run with. And contour to what fits into your life. So don't be afraid. Just check it out. And maybe you won't want to join us on this first 1, 3, or 5 day cleanse. And that's cool. Just gather information. And when you're ready, and the time is right, you can launch.
Green smoothies are new to a lot of people. And the beauty, I think, is, and I learned this from you, because I would make a smoothie as I would drink it. And Margaret, she's like, make enough smoothie for the day. like a light bulb went on, oh, I could do that? Sure. So I make one big giant smoothie, and all day long when I'm working from home, when I need that little pickup, I need a little boost of energy, I know I can go in and have a glass of that and feel sated and feel energized.
And not feel a bit guilty, because it's so good for you and easy to digest, because a green smoothie is so blended. And I might say at this junction, and we may say this again, that there's a lot of options out there. There's a lot of schools of thought out there. And they can get pretty overwhelming and confusing. I like to just keep it simple. And a green smoothie is just so full of nutrient-dense, easy-to-digest food that if you're going to have a snack, that's a good one to have.
And delicious.
And so delicious. The sky's the limit. as to what you can put in those. That's one of the most popular drinks at our deli these days. People come in for green smoothies, some of them for a 12 ounce, some of them for a 16 ounce, some of them for a half gallon. And they'll come every 2 or 3 days to replenish. So that's an option. If you don't have time to make it, have someone else make it for you. Get together with your friends. Make up a big batch that'll last you 3 days. They will store for a long time and stay in very good nutritive state.
As Margaret spoke about, there are so many schools of thought, and you can find anything you're looking for. When you start researching nutrition, you can find doctors, physicians, you can find whole groups and organizations that say fat is bad. And then you can find the same organizations, doctors saying fat is good. So what do you believe? You look at the government guidelines, and when you start digging a little bit, then you realize those guidelines came about without a lot of, wasn't a lot of studies or anything behind them. But the thought becomes all pervasive. So people often ask me about fats. What are good fats and what are bad fats? Most fats are highly refined. They're highly processed. And just like any highly refined or highly processed food, we want to reduce those from our diet or eliminate them altogether. So the fats that I personally use are extra virgin olive oil, extra virgin coconut oil, and I am not vegan, so I use ghee, which is a rendered butter. And so each one of those fats are processed cold, or they can be processed cold, and there's very little, there's no chemical extraction, which is how they separate the fat out from a lot of like vegetable matter. So if you are looking to eat cleaner, the salad oils, the safflower oils, the canola oils, all of these oils are highly refined, and they're really not necessary.
No.
And I think what is important too is, I was reading this food blogger, and she was talking about the benefits of coconut oil, and somebody wrote in and said, yeah, but I don't want all my food to take, it's like a Hawaiian luau. And I've always remembered that. You can buy coconut oil that has been, I don't know what the process is. They take the flavor
Just refine
out.
the flavor out.
So they refine it a little bit. It's probably not as good.
Well, there's a couple of different grades of coconut oil. You know, there's the raw coconut oil that you wouldn't want to cook it. You would want to take it in just the way it is. And then there's the more refined, which doesn't have that that presence of a flavor of coconut. So,
and coconut is has a very high smoking point. So it's really great for stir fries and things like that. It is all about choices, and you have a ton of them. And this is going to be, for those of you interested, this is going to be maybe the most rewarding and confusing journey you will embark upon. But it is so well worth it. And giving yourself and your family the gift of good health is, I don't know. I don't know if anything's better. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. It's been really fun.
I'm glad that I don't get Margaret just to myself, that I can share her with all of you, because you really are
Spoil me.
a treasure. So next week, we're going to do the actual cleanse. So you're going to make it your own. You're going to choose what will honor your body, your reality, what's going on in your life right now. You can join us for a 1 day, for a 3 day, or for a 5 day. And that breakdown is going to look something like, for us, it's going to be raw fruits and vegetables, green smoothies, and juice for 3 days. The last 2 days are going to be, we're going to integrate cooked foods like whole grains like quinoa and millet, whole buckwheat, any of these grains that are...
They're gluten-free grains for one thing, Corinne, and they're a lot easier to digest. And some of them that you named are complete proteins in and of themselves. So it's a nice way to gently ease off the cleanse and get your digestive system up and going again.
And I have a bunch of Margaret's recipes, so I will do my best to get those printed up too, and I'll put them over out on Facebook. Fresh Princess. Margaret, thank you so much for being here.
To your health.
To yours.
And to yours.
Cheers.
That is good.
It's so delicious. So what's in this one?
This is collard greens, lots of them. Pear, a little banana, a little bit of avocado, and an orange.
Yum.
Isn't it
It's
good?
so creamy and delicious. So let me know if you guys have a favorite green smoothie. Post the recipe over on Facebook and share it with each other, because I think we all have so much to learn from one another. Enjoy your day, and I'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
So I told you guys earlier on that we were going to get to as many of your questions as possible. So I have a couple questions from viewers that I wanted to read and get your thoughts on.